Hello, hello, hello. Once again, welcome to this journey of building. Let's pray. Let's commit everything into the hands of God. Father, we thank you once again for your covering, your protection, and your love. Lead us, protect us, and guide us in Jesus' mighty name. Now, listen, apologies, I've not been able to upload for a while, but that doesn't mean that work hasn't been going on. Work has been going on over the last couple of weeks, and we've made some really good progress. The rains have started, and the good thing about the rains when it comes, especially when you're building, is it shows you problem areas, potential problem areas that you will not know if you just build, straightforward and, you didn't have the rains coming. So over the last couple of weeks, I've realized the potential areas that could be a problem. So the water, I never had a problem with rainwater in the past, but what has happened is that the landlord, I guess the one who sells the land behind me, there's been some partition or there's been some demarcations, and so trenches have been done. But whether he sold them to people, they've dug the trenches, but they haven't filled it, in terms of trying to get their fence wall done. So those holes collect water, and the water finds its way somehow through, I guess, some gaps in the fence wall, behind, and it comes in. So we noticed that, and what we decided to do was to get laterite. So for the whole of the last 2-3 weeks, it was just getting laterite to fill the ground and to raise the level. It was something that was going to be done anyway, and I just had to rush to do it quickly because of the rains. And please, the rainfall in Ghana now is different. Okay, it's different. So if you are looking to build or you've started the journey, please don't cut corners. Get all the necessary damp-proof, materials that you can get your hands on. Okay, anything that will act as a barrier so that water doesn't get into your property. Okay, your fence wall doesn't damage it. Please do that. It might cost you a little bit, but trust me, it's best to do it now than be sorry later. So I've applied all the damp-proof courses, and I've also gotten myself laterite. I think altogether maybe about 5 trips, where they just kept coming in, and I joined in with the spreading because, without the spreading, then I couldn't get more because I wanted them to go further back. So we had to get the front filled with the laterite because it was soft initially, so the truck couldn't come inside. So we filled the front first, and then by the time they came, the ground was a little bit, harder, so they could go further back. So as the video progresses, you're going to see, the whole place, basically filled with laterite. Okay, so that was the work that was done in the last 2 weeks. Now, also, as this work was going on, the POP guys were working. They were getting their work done. The electrician was also coming in to start getting the wires in and to mark the points where the lights and, the switches and all of those things were going to go. Now, I changed the electrician because I realized that the guy who was doing the work previously, I saw some things that didn't make me comfortable. And please, one thing that you should never compromise on, actually 2 things, 2 areas, 2 artisans, workers, whatever you want to call them, professionals that you don't mess with, is going to be your plumber and your electrician. Your plumber for obvious reasons, but the electrician because it's a place where you're going to live, and power, you don't play with it. So one of the things that I'll advise you to do is to make sure that you get a qualified electrician, somebody who is recommended by others who have seen his work, who can be, vouched for, registered company with the right tools and everything. Don't cut corners. Whenever you're not sure, ask questions. Get a second opinion. Get a third opinion. Get a 4th opinion. Go as far as you can to make sure that you cover all angles. Now, with the electrician, I thank God because he's worked for my wife's family for a very long time, number one. And secondly, I have a friend who works at ECG. So he also came in and he told me that I need to get somebody from Energy Commission to come and look at the work before they'll certify, okay? So the Energy Commission guy comes in periodically to inspect the work that the electrician is doing and to make sure that they're following the guidelines and the rules and any changes which have been made in the last couple of years, because there's always update, okay? So don't allow the electrician just to do any kind of work and let them get away with it. Bring in inspectors who will come and check the work. So, that's what we've been doing so far. And you're going to see the progress in the next couple of minutes. What I had to do was, it was a bit unfortunate for me because I had to buy three of the poles for the power, because the way that the land has been sold didn't allow me just to, get the usual one pole. So where they had to get the power from, I had to buy three poles for them to pull the power for it to come to my side. So that was a little bit costly, but I had no other choice. Once the wires are going in, you can't sit there and wait and pray that one day ECG will come there. Once you've done that, you make sure that you have power, because the stealing of cables is something that is rampant on building sites. Sometimes it will even be the people themselves that are working there. Okay, but there's folk who target. As soon as they see the wiring coming in, then they come in and they start pulling out the wires. But if there's power, then they will not be able to touch it. So you get your meter, so if you're starting to build, please get that process. You know how things can take long in Ghana. Get that process started now. So by the time you reach the wiring stage, you have all those things ready. Okay, that's a little bit of advice. And you will see, with the video, the laterite being spread. So that's one area that if I had another opportunity, I'll make sure I work on right at the beginning. Getting your, the cables and, the poles that you will need, number one. And also, I've had issues with the doors, and you're going to see the doors that I had issues with, I shared with you what they came to deliver. If I compared it with the first batch of doors, you will see that these new ones were smaller or are smaller. And on top of that, there was two bigger ones, one for the main door and then one for the balcony. And guess what? The gentleman that I thought had more sense, who took my number and told me he would call me when the doors were ready, gave all those promises. When it came down to the last two doors, he called my caretaker and told him that these are those that I paid for, since January. Even though they've inconvenienced me, he told my steel bender, my caretaker, that I should come and pick those doors up because of what I came to do, according to him, at their place, the timber market. So they want me to come. So my, caretaker was like, where is the sense in what you're saying? Somebody who paid since January that you've inconvenienced. Now you want the person to come again. So, they're all mad. My workers are angry, and they've said they're going to sort this thing out. I shouldn't waste my time going there. So it just looks like when it comes to, I guess maybe these timber markets, and not all of them, because you can't generalize, they have no idea of what customer service is. No idea. So that's why sometimes folk always try to get somebody in authority to handle them, because that seems to be the only language that they understand. And I know somebody messaged me and said, why did I even bother buying these doors? Sometimes you want to support the local artisans, because you have these foreign doors all over the place. And they complain that business is slow because folk, I guess, don't want no hassle. You go for these foreign, even with the foreign doors that I bought. When I had issues with the locks, I just called them, went there, and they exchanged it for me. No qualms about it. Just show them your receipt. They saw you come to buy there, so quickly they sort it out for you. But compare, so that's what you're looking at now. So these doors that were delivered just about a week and a half ago, I just realized that they're smaller. So the door frames which have been cut to fit the first set of doors that they delivered will now have to be altered again. So the doors have not been very blessed in that area at all. The doors, the burglar bars, and the windows. So these are three areas for me that I would, say that having been the greatest. So please, you also have to make sure that you avoid these pitfalls when you get there, okay? I just realized these doors came in, last week. Today's the 20th. I actually went there and I just felt led to, pick up all the doors and to see. And I realized where the challenge or where the mistake, on their part, they've made it smaller, I guess, to save money, inconveniencing me. So please, and I'll also add this, don't pay for anything until you received it, inspected it, make sure that is going to do exactly what you want it to do before you give any money. Once you give the money to, whoever it is, especially when it's that kind of person who doesn't have any idea or just doesn't care about customer service, this is the kind of treatment, or these are the kind of things that you would experience. But I'm also saying this, I don't want to put anybody off on your project, okay? These are some of the challenges, and in life generally, you encounter these kind of things. And I guess what is happening now with this community that's building up, on YouTube, is to also give those who are coming in a heads up that when you're coming from abroad, they can pick it up. It doesn't matter even if you can speak Chi. As long as you've stayed abroad for a couple of years, they can pick up that you're not really from here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, don't come in and, still feel like, make sure that whatever that you are, paying for, you get exactly what you're paying for. Okay? Make sure, from the artisans to your workers, your masons, your laborers, your carpenter, whatever it is, make sure. That's one of the areas that I want to draw your attention to. And when they are working, if possible, stand there and watch. It doesn't have to be every second. You can go 30 minutes, 1 hour, come and look at the work. Put your hands on it, touch it, feel it, make sure. If it doesn't look good on the eye, stop them and question it. So you will notice that I'm just, this video is mainly about the laterite, okay? You're going to see a bit of the power, the work that's going on. Apologies because I couldn't get videos of when they started, fixing the pole because I had to leave the site. I had to go, my pastor was preaching. So apologies for that, but I'll show you the finished work, okay? Where they've now pulled the cable from, the main ECG pole, and they've connected mine to it so that when the electrician is ready, we will have no issue with power. So that's what you're going to see, in the next couple of minutes. We had to buy the poles. I got one for 1,100 cedis. Before my ECG friend came in, I was being quoted 1,000 for 1,005. He got it down. The cables, once again, I think it was, it was going to be like 85 cedis per yard or whatever, but my ECG friend came in and managed to get it by 75, 80 cedis. He saved me a lot of money, I must say. Okay, he saved me a lot of money. And I wish I had spoken to him earlier on because there are other things that he could have also helped me in. So that's why I said that even if you have the money, don't be in a rush. Okay? Don't be in a rush. Always get 2 or 3 opinions. Ask around. Okay? Ask around so that you don't end up wasting money. The one area that I can see that I wasted money is the area of the doors, because I wanted the wooden effect. The local, the wooden effect when it's polished, how nice it's going to look. And it should have been a straightforward, simple, thing. But, I guess, and being a man of God, I guess there's a lesson in this for me. The Bible says, for a great and effective door has been opened unto me, but there are many adversaries. So perhaps this is a lesson for me to, pray, make it spiritual. I guess that make me feel better. Okay. So, that's one lesson there. The same thing for the windows, the challenges that I've had with the windows. Okay. The burglar bars. Okay. So, avoid those things. Avoid those things. If possible, if you're going to do burglar bars, this is my advice. I think, and I recommend that you fit the burglar bars before you do your dressing. Okay? Before you do the dressing. I noticed that because my brother-in-law is building next door to me, and that's what happened. And I think it is better that way. Okay? Before, I made the mistake, I think, of getting the dressings done. And so when the burglar bars came in and they didn't fit, you now have to cut the dressing. And, that was just, so basically you've wasted money and they have to redress it. Okay, so try and get it in before you do the dressing. So it will take on the shape. It will give you the square shape, especially if you have masons who are not gonna, who don't know what a straight line looks like. So this is just taking you inside once again. I think you've seen some of this progress. This is the master bedroom, I believe, with the POP. Very simple, basic POP. And then the wiring that is now, being done. Okay, the wiring that is being done, to get it ready for the, the spotlights and, whatever else that's going to go in there. So right now the electrician is in. He sleeps there with his team. They get the work done in the course of the night. We have temporary lights there so they can work all throughout. So I'm believing that, and he's assured that by the end of this week he should be done. And whilst that is going on, I'm looking at also the balustrades. It's very expensive, I guess, depending on the design. But I've not really gotten a code that I like, so it's something that I'm still looking at. The balustrades, very expensive now. Very, very expensive. Nothing is cheap now. As soon as the dollar goes up, everything shoots up. But don't be discouraged, okay? With God, all things are possible. For those of you that believe in God, always make your supplications and your requests known to Him. He has brought me this far, so I have the faith that He will bring you far as well. Okay? Hang on to Him. I know cement prices have increased, iron rods, all the materials that you need to build, everything has gone up. Nothing goes down, everything goes up. But listen, if He started this journey with you, He already knew what was going to happen. So stand with Him, okay? Stand with Him. Stand with Him. He will surely bring it to pass. I'm also going to point this out to you. So you see these bathroom doors, they keep opening. It's not like, I've noticed that it wasn't fixed well. So I've had a second opinion come in, and they've suggested to me that we take them out so that they can do it. So sometimes you have artisans who don't know about a particular, something, but they will still try to force to do it. All the mason had to tell me was that, sir, I don't know about this one. Maybe bring in somebody else. He did it, didn't do it well, has taken money. Now we have to take them out, and that can potentially damage the door. So I've had challenges with the doors for the washrooms, bathrooms, and then the main doors, because these ones are very delicate and they have to be done right, otherwise it will cause a problem. So that's why sometimes I say you need to slow down. Don't be in a rush, even with the money. Take your time before you move to a particular stage. Okay? The place is taking shape. It's really looking good, I must say. It's really coming together. The POP has really made it stand out. So you can imagine what the painting will do, what the finishing will do when the doors are in and the tiles are in. Okay, the tiles are in. I have a brother-in-law who ordered them from China. Very, very good quality tiles. So the tiles are in, just waiting for the electrician to be done so that the tiler can also come in and probably spend about a week or two getting his work done. Okay, so the tiles are in. And this very week, by the grace of God, I'm going to go out, do a bit of window shopping when it comes to the sockets and the plugs and, the switches and everything. Okay, go look at what's out there and pick specific, sets for the different rooms. These are the materials for the electricity, okay? So we went to purchase them, and we've been keeping them for them to come and do their work. So over the last week, that's what they came to do. So you're gonna see it, come up, and you're gonna see videos of the poles. I got 3 poles for me, 1 pole for my brother-in-law who's next door. Okay, I had to buy 3, so that I can get power. And these are the architraves for the doors. Okay, the architraves and some of the pipes that the electrician is going to use to run his cables. You're seeing how it's going to look like when the POP is all done and the painting and everything comes in, it's going to look, I believe it's really going to be something to be, happy about. So, it's all coming together. It's looking good. By the time he was done, out of the, I think I bought 130 bags of the POP cement, probably had about, maybe about 10, maybe 10 left. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to the buying of materials, whenever they give you a list, if you can, start with half. They tell you buy 50 bags of cement, buy 25. And watch them manage the 25. And when the 25 is finished, maybe you buy a 10. Never buy the 50 because trust me, some will be left over. And when it comes to cement, unless you have a relationship with where you're buying it from, they can tell you that if some is left, bring it back. We will take it. And then either we'll give you money back or you can buy something else. Okay, but if you don't have that kind of relationship, always buy half and then monitor. When it comes to cement, make sure that anytime they finish with a bag, they have a room where they put the bag, okay, the cement bag. So if it's 10 that they've used, they should be able to account for 10 bags, empty bags. Make sure that it is the brand that you bought. So they're not bringing bags from outside to kind of make it look like, yeah, they've used 10, okay? Your eyes have to be opened. That's one thing that I've learned. So we did some, concrete around the septic tank, to secure, because remember we had issue, prior with the water, okay, coming around it. So we did concrete work there, and it's now very secure. And you're going to see further down the line, the security room has also been put up. At this stage, it wasn't done yet. These are the ECG poles that I'm talking about. 3 for me, 1 for my brother-in-law. See, the place is looking a bit different with the latrite there. The blocks that will be used for the security room. And the place is looking much, much, much better. It looks, filled, it's higher. And there's not even the finished, product, so to speak. Okay. Now with the rains, I'm okay because the place will not get flooded in any way, shape, or form. Okay. It wasn't getting flooded. The water was going out, but for me, it was just too much water coming into the property. I didn't like that. I didn't like the look of that. Again, just walking around just to let you have an idea of how it's looking like. Okay, walking the ground. It's firmer. It's not soft. This part was left because there's a plan to have a laundry room and a place for a house help to stay, if we get one. And then this is the back where the pipes are. You're gonna see later on down the line that there's a plan to put everything in alucobond panels. Okay, so the idea behind it is that just in case in the future there's an issue, sometimes, most time it's buried into the wall, the concrete. So just in case there's a problem in the future, now you have to, cut and everything. But with alucobond panels, when there's a problem in the future, all you have to do is, unscrew it, sort out the issue, and then screw it back. So you don't have any, issues of having to knock the walls, okay? So anywhere that you see pipes sticking out, that's the plan. So when it's done, you will not even know that there's pipes in there. It's going to be a part of the design. This part hasn't been filled yet, but in the course of the week, it's going to be filled up so that it will also, take shape and look good. We thank God for this journey. I thank God for bringing us this far. It's only God who can do 4 or 5 years in the making. Sometimes I complain that it's too long, but some have been on projects for way longer. I'm thankful to God. Amen. I'm thankful to God. The sand is for the tile, so it's been positioned strategically. Okay? It's positioned strategically. At this stage, the tiles hadn't come yet, but the tiles are in. And, like I said, it's just waiting for, I think from what I'm seeing, I believe the doors should be done. Because I foresee that if I don't get it done and the tiles go in, it might be a problem. With the, the doors, the carpenter will just need to know the height, and the tiler will be there to make sure that, whatever levels he takes, the doors are not going to scratch it. So it should be enough gap underneath. Okay? So I'm going to make preparation for that. So these are the guys, the POP guys, they're working, on their molds. Okay, they're working on their molds before they, put it at the right places. The young man in the, in the yellow, coat, so to speak, he's the main guy. He's very good. If you need anybody for POP, I recommend him to you. He's very good. Goes about his work, doesn't talk much. Very, very good. These cement bags were not actually mine. My neighbor had received cement, but he wasn't around. So we took it in for him. And when he came, called him, and he came to pick it up. This poly tank will not stay. It's going to go to the back. But for now, it's over there so that we can, get the water, as and when we need it. Another thing I need to point out is I've had 1 or 2 quotes for the glass balustrades, and the cost is a little bit high. So it's something that I'm thinking of, what to do. The glass balustrades, the price are a bit on the high side, but we'll see how we will be able to, get through that. Okay, I'm thinking of maybe getting the materials and then getting the fabricator or whoever to come and do it on the side, but that's also something I'll look at to see if it will be worth it cost-wise. So what you're seeing on the ground is the, is what those white, the panels that I'm going to put around the tiles, the edges. I didn't want to use the broken tile, so to speak, I don't like the finishing. I prefer the proper, mitre cut. So that's what those ones that you see on the floor just before you walk, through, that's what they're going to be. I was just taking the shot from here just for you to see the compound, how it looks like with the laterite. Okay, I think it's a better look. And with the rainfall, it makes the ground firmer and harder. When the rain falls on it and then the sun comes out, over time, it just hardens it. And the plan is to, get the place sloped, and also to maybe use up, once the power is in, to get the washrooms and everything working, and to test it to make sure there are no issues before the compound is done. So you see, with the laterite, the place has taken on a different look. It's a different look altogether because of the laterite. I just want to say God bless you, and thank you once again for just taking the time out to walk this journey. And for those who, wish me and anybody undertaking a project, you wish as well, I pray that the angel of the Lord will bless you in whatever it is that you are lacking, whatever it is that you need. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord cover you. And may the Lord honor you. In Jesus' name.